Alright, it is the next day. I just got back with some supplies here. Got my fuel tank that I bought for the 94 to get it running. That is off of a 92 Voyager, so now it's going on a 93 Voyager. That's cool. As you can see, the paint's still there. I think I hit this with some like rust converter paint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe take the grinder to it quick. This stuff's pretty on there hard. A little bit. See that? Flakes up a little bit. Clean it up again. And then I'm going to hit it with some rusty metal primer and just soak the top. It's only the top of the tank that's like that naturally, and it ain't that bad. It's all. So we'll probably hit that, clean that up again. And then while that's drying, we're going to drop the tank out of the van right there. I don't have a name for it yet. If you guys got any good ideas, let me know. Otherwise, I figure it'll come up with her own name at some point. She'll do something unique. Anyway, we got that, but we got some other supplies too. I'll pop the door here. Roll up the window here. It's supposed to rain today, so we're in a time crunch. Ideally, I want to get it so it runs, hopefully, and then like pull it under shelter. Otherwise, we're going to duct tape the windshield up. We have this also donated from the 94 Town & Country. See, this van is paying dividends, or that van, I should say. So there, we've got a hood mat. Got some fuel tank straps and the rubbers for it. There's the other one. Because these straps are in good shape here. That just fell on the ground. That is a fuel injection harness because ours is kind of chewed a little bit. So that'll come in handy. Here, let's set that there. And an air filter that's not mouse chewed. It's not great, but it's not mouse chewed. So more goodies. Might as well put it to use. I got the bag of door locks and latches and stuff because the one on ours is broken. So we'll swap the lock cylinder and everything to it, and then we'll have a good handle. Set that up here. I had a wiper blade. I think this will fit on the back, so I might as well just put it on. And then I got a serpentine belt, like a practically brand new belt. Look at that belt. Very nice belt. It's got some cracking and stuff in it, but it'll do. And I got myself some electrolytes and water because the heat index is 100 and something right now. It's cooking. It is cooking. I'm sweating just standing here. So yeah, I think we're going to get that van to run today. I'm pretty confident the way it cranks over all right. It doesn't sound crunchy or anything. It's got a little hop to it. Let's get this sopping wet box opened up here. And I never lubed the doors like I should have. I was gonna. See, here's a broken handle. We'll fix that. Get this open and let it dry out some more. This thing has probably been just soaking wet for the better part of 10 years. I mean, how long's that windshield been like that? Who knows? It's been wet a long time. Surprised the floors are good. Oh, look at the mouse nest. Did somebody dig their way out? No, that was just because it's under the carpet. Yeah, it's packed full. It looks a lot better, though, just having all the stuff out of it. I mean, it still looks terrible, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot better. Yeah, because you guys haven't seen this in the daytime yet, have you? I looked at it once or twice. It's tolerable enough to get it running in yard driving. Gotta see if that transmission's good. Or if the seals are all shot in it, or who knows what. Who knows? It could have a bad transmission for all I know. We shall see. There, I got the top sanded down a little better than I did last time. And we got it rusty metal primed. I opted to go with the spray can, one because I had it, two because I'm lazy. And it should dry faster. As you can see, it's already drying. If I slot that paint on there, it'd have been 2 days before it dried. So we got 3 out of 4 sides. The bottom's not that bad. We'll flip it over here in a little bit, probably, and just touch it up. But let's get to work. Let's get to work. So, I'm on just about done with Powerade number 2. Here, let me turn the radio off. There. Let's get this thing up in the air. Yeah, let it broken half. That's it. There's just some jack. No, hold off. Here, you roll backwards with me. So, hands neutral. I'll take this a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit right now. I'll put it apart for the guys. You want to go on? I'll smart. A little low on fluid, I think, my jack. But that ought to do what we need to do. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's go put it in park. Let's get some jack stands under it. All the way forward is park, so reverse, park. I can't believe how free those spin. That's crazy. We'll see how many locked up brakes I get after I use them for the first time. Like, legitimately under power. Give you a quick look, and then I'm gonna go find some jacks. See how we're dripping right there is our rot hole right there. And I'm guaranteeing you it rotted from the inside out. Because outside, it looks better than the tank we're gonna put on. But that tank on the inside is perfect, so. Yep. That'll do it. Oh! Kind of smells like gas still. This stuff burns my eyes. I rattled it up. My impact went dead as I had the last bolt on the run there. Well, the one is sitting kind of funny like it's just free. And the other one is coming out, but my impact went dead. And kind of jarred up that hole there. Shook up the rust. It's dripping. I'm thinking I get a bucket under here and I drill a hole in it. I mean, if it's leaking like this, it's junk, right? Yeah. Let me get a bucket in there. Then it won't be as heavy when it falls and kills me. Then it'll just hurt a lot. So do I check to see if it's flammable or do I just full send? I'm thinking I'm just gonna full send. There's no way that stuff burns. We're gonna find out. All right, kids, don't try this at home. Oh, okay. So we'll put a hole right where it's at here. There we go. It's black, like oil. Look at it. It burns my hands. It's sticky. It's, oh my God. It's straight varnish. Oh dear God. Let me get this off my hands, whatever the hell it is. You guys can watch that for me. Look at it. That's so bad. There it goes. .93.1 Kato hits. Welcome to the afternoon grind. Get this away from me. It burns my nostrils. Stay over there. Drag this tank out of here. Wire harness is good, so we'll keep that. Everything else is junk. Considering how rusty the filler tube was that was inside the tank, that's going to be completely rust inside of there. We'll throw this here. Save that for another day. If I can get the bolts off those straps, or the one strap, the strap should be okay, but here's the gasket. Came off in pieces. That's garbage. Look at the rust inside of it. That's what the inside of the tank's going to look like. Pure rust. So that's how I have my tripod set up to record down below. It works all right. Throw this away. Oh boy. Now I think I'm going to weld up the floor before I put a tank back in it. Come here. Doesn't sound like it's got anything in it, but you never know. Got a little bit of fluid in it, I heard. Kind of want to pop that sender off and look inside of it, but we'll worry about that later. That's bonus. I got this tank flipped over. Take the wire brush to here and, wherever, and then we'll paint this real quick. And then while that's drying, get the welder out, I think, and we'll tack that floor back together. Alright, got all this hardware off of the fuel lines and stuff, and here's the tank strap bolt and fender washer, fender bolt, nut, whatever you want to call it. Also grabbed this off the exhaust so it doesn't rattle. And then here's the hoses and what's left of the aluminum high pressure clamps. I'm gonna dig around and see if I have any of these, and then some bolts. If not, I'm gonna have to make a trip to the hardware store to get 2 of those. But before we do anything, next on the list, considering what deck stain came out of the tank, we're going to take that fuel filter out, which kind of looks damp anyway, like it was rusted through and leaking. Get that fuel filter off, get the soft lines off, and we'll get that replaced. And then what we're going to do is, while the lines are all disconnected, we're going to blow some brake clean through them, make sure they're clear, and get whatever residual stuff out of it too. Even though when we popped those lines, what was in the lines looked okay-ish. It looked decent. It kind of smelled like gas still. So, but we'll do it anyway, just in case whatever's in that filter. We don't want to clog the filter, suck whatever up into the engine, clog the injectors, you know what I mean. Try not to. So I'm going to do that real quick. And then the tank bottom's drying right now. That's about ready to go. I got the tank straps ready to go. While I was under here, I kind of hit the little rust spots. I kind of brushed the flaky stuff off, and then I hit the rust spots with that rusty metal primer. We're in there, right? We might as well do it quick. Definitely help. Ain't gonna hurt. And then I think if I got a can of fluid film, I'm gonna hit all of these brake lines and fuel lines while we've got access to them, and just soak them, because they don't look all that bad to me, really. We got rust on them, obviously, but they don't look that bad to me. This has got the quick release fuel clamps on the fuel filter. Look at that. I found 3 of them. I don't know where number 4 was, but he ain't here. So, here's our guy. Look at those lines are like constricted, like actually. That's how bad the rubber is. This one is like constricted. I can feel it. Oh, it's gooey. Where's the cutters? I might as well cut them for you live, right? Let's see what comes out. Can I do this one-handed? Yes, I can. Nothing. Well, it's not constricted, but oh, look at the goo. Look at it. Oh, yeah, that's the good stuff right there. Maybe it's constricted on this side. I don't know. We'll see. Let's cut this one. Try it. Okay. Nothing. And it sure looks like it. Oh, there's something there. Oh, that's kind of gas colored. That smells like gas. It smells like bad gas, but it smells like gas. This is bad anyway, so let's just twist this. Oh. Yep. Very good. That's not that bad. That makes me feel good about what's in the lines. Come on, off you go. Maybe I just unbolt it, you know, like a guy should. I'll just do that. That strap's actually holding on, believe it or not. Got me some brake clean, and it should be this big pipe right here. And we'll look ahead down that way. Oh, look at that. Yeah, pushing stuff out. So that's good. That was running clear. Actually, for once, those cooperated like no problem. So, running out of brake clean though. I even got both of them off. Seems like it was plugged for a little bit there. Did you see that? Because it kind of backed up. Yeah, it looks like it sprayed fluid out. I'm gonna get a different can though. We'll try that again. I guess we got to roll non-flammable, but that should be fine because it'll evaporate. But anyway, okay, in you go. You can hear it dripping out, so that's good. We'll hit the return line. Well, I'd take the air compressor to the return line, but it blows clear. All the lines blow clear, so we got all that bad gas out of the system, besides what could be in the rail. But based on what's in the lines, I think the rail will be okay, and that'll be that. Alright, I got about as far as I can without those parts I need. So, got that cleaned up. I primed it a little bit, letting that dry. When I get back, I will put fiberglass over it, and that'll be that. I gotta pull this out over here. Shutting everything down here, just in case. It's supposed to rain sometime tonight, but I should be back before then. Hopefully I can get the fuel tank in before then, but just in case. We got some of the bigger stuff out of the way. Most of the stuff can stay. And then while I was down here, cleaned up that filler neck tube, which really needs to be replaced. But yeah, look, you can see where the brake clean that I sprayed is leaking through it. But bright side, that is on the inside of the clamp or the seal, so it should be okay. But you can see it dripping. Yeah, that's bad. That tells you what the tank looks like. Otherwise, yeah, spray it on the inside where you can see the terrible wells that'll be covered by the tank. So that's cool. Otherwise, tank's ready to go here. Should be anyway. Get this harness up here. Paint's all dry. I'm exhausted, guys. It's getting cooler out, actually. It's cooling off. The sun's kind of gone away. It's cloudy. But I'm exhausted. I gotta get something to eat. Take a shower here. Take Gray Van out to get parts. And then we'll be back hour and a half or so. It's like 4:30 right now. So I'll be back by 5:30, 6 o'clock. Almost there, guys. We're getting there.
Counties has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Sibley County, northeastern Brown County, southeastern Renville County, northwestern Nicollet County, until 6:30 p.m. At 5:52 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located over Fairfax, or 16 miles east of Redwood Falls, moving east at 30 miles per hour. Expected hazards include 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. This is a radar-indicated threat. The following impacts are expected. Hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Duelm, Winthrop, Fairfax, Gibbon, Lafayette, Evan, Cluster, Essex, St. George, Fort Ridgely State Park, Newell Airport, and Flondron State Park. This includes U.S. Highway 14 between mile markers 93 and 106. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 6:30 p.m. for the following counties in Minnesota: Brown, Nicollet, Renville, and Sibley.
I'm gonna get rained on. That looks pretty nasty. That's coming my way. We're on a rush here to get those parts. Better not be a tornado in here. That's crazy.
Just your casual day at Fratelloni.
This is crazy. I was driving through standing water here. Alright, we're going. Let's get moving. Let's get moving. Let's get out of here. I got the hardware. I got most everything. I didn't get the fuel filter, so I'm gonna steal the one from Blue Van. But holy there's stuff everywhere. The wind was crazy. In fact, I was helping the guys over at Fratelloni's here in Waconia. I was helping them move their snowblowers inside. Look at the water. Oh my God.
There were a lot of short shorts. There were a lot of t-shirts with fascinating statements. At some point I remember saying, like, is it like inappropriate shirt?
Look at this.
And everyone's like, no.
This is crazy.
The only radio station that have a shirt banned from the state fair. Oh, dude,
There. Yeah, we are driving through standing water. Alright, Gray Van's getting a good underbody wash. Look at it. You can see rapids. It's crazy. I can see light sky here, so it looks like it's blowing through. That's crazy. Well, we got the fuel tank hardware, we got the alternator, we got a battery. Only thing we didn't get was the fuel pressure clamps, which I should have some anyway, so I'll be alright. Especially if I'm stealing it from Blue Van, I have to steal all those clamps. Because Blue Van, the fuel lines are still sitting in my shed, it's all apart. So I'll just borrow that and order another one for Blue Van. We lost power. Power's out. Look at that. Lights are all gone. Four-way stop now. There's power down there. I see the traffic lights down there are on. So this whole section, there's the AutoZone we were just at. Good thing I stopped there first. Oh my God. Alright, I can see blue sky. Look at that. This is crazy. Alright, we're getting out of it. Come on, Gray Van. No hail though, so that's good. try to dodge here. It's 65 degrees outside. It went from 90 to 65. Hey, look at that, blue sky. Isn't that nuts? All the tree leaves and everything everywhere. Look at that. Isn't that surreal? Pitch black behind me now. That sun is out. That's crazy. Look at that. That's crazy. Nice guy right there. Stopped to see if I was having trouble. That's crazy. Let's just say, you know you've got a good one. On a battery and an alternator totals your vehicle 3 times over. They came in at $150 a piece. And this came in at 100. So 100, 200, 300, it's been totaled 3 times now. Great. Yeah, so I made a parts run at probably the worst possible time. Alright, new fuel filter's in, it's tightened down, bolted up. So there we go. Okay, now that we've got the fuel situation taken care of, got a couple things to wrap up underneath the engine bay here. One, we got to get the PCM back in, get that all buttoned up. Once we get that buttoned up, we can toss the battery in its place there. We won't hook it up yet though, because we have an alternator to take care of. I could run it without the alternator, but I kind of want to get it running and leave it running, which requires the alternator and the water pump, and those 2 things, the alternator and the water pump. The rest can stay. So we'll try get that alternator done as well. I don't believe I can get it out the top on a second gen with all the AC lines and stuff in place. I don't want to undo all that, so I think I gotta drop it out the bottom. So I was digging around back here. Why do you guys think the O2 sensor's unplugged? You can see the corrosion, it's been unplugged. We're just gonna plug it back in, you know, as you should, but something out. I don't know what it was, but I win. Don't ask any questions. I got it. Yeah, that's a pain in the behind. I remember I did this on my 93, and I thought I was able to sneak it out down that way. But I couldn't for the life of me get it, and I was done fighting it. So I took it out the top. So there's a lot of room in there, right? No, because of this stupid bracket. And in Chrysler's defense, they figured it out, and they made it a two-piece bracket here that bolted from upper to lower, so you could remove this. But that's not a thing in the second gen. The first gen, which is what I tried doing originally, you could pass it right down there. There's so much space in the engine bay, you could just drop it down there. Second gen, you lose a bunch of space in your engine bay because of firewalls and shocks and whatever. Anyway, I think this is how he had it before, maybe when they, because that is I'll go find him. He's out here. I'm gonna set this down. I had to rage throw it. Come here, because I think I was told that it was parked for an alternator, you know, way back when. But then I figured out that I think they did do the alternator right here. There was a sheet on the passenger seat on how to replace one, and there was a tag from a boneyard, and here's the boneyard writing on it. So they did do it, and then it got parked anyway, and then it seized. As you can see, when I unseized it, I cracked the whole housing in pieces because aluminum galvanic corrosion is what killed this alternator, it appears. That's definitely what did it in, final blow. But what did I come over here to? Was it just to show you that? It must have been. Anyway, yeah, when they did that, this bolt here on the motor mount was already missing. So, and I've noticed there was a couple other things like that. The bolt for the top of the alternator, that was out. I don't know. Stuff like that. Anyway, that plate, this little guy is the shim between the motor mount and it, so good luck getting that back in there. Yeah, anyway, it's out. I'm throwing in the towel. You know what this does give me is good access to the spark plugs. You know what a guy should do is put plugs in it. At least take them out and see what they look like. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow before I get it running. Because right now I got all the access in the world to get my hand back there to get at the plugs. You know what I mean? It's something to think about. Also got to get, before I put a new one in, I got to get this piece of alternator off. Back from my parts run. We got 6 Autolite Platinum plugs. Double platinum, actually. Ooh. Aren't we fancy? Had to get an air freshener to fix the interior. This I went shopping for in my basement. I already had these ready to go. That, plus the alternator, is what we need to get done. So, let's get to it. Okay, so we got all 6 plugs out, and they, as far as mileage-wise, probably haven't been done all that long ago. Although, time-wise, very, very long time. They're old champions. But we've got one cylinder that probably had an exhaust valve open. It was probably this one right here. He's got some crusty in there. So, otherwise, this looks good. That one looks good. That looks good. These all look good. Maybe this one had an exhaust valve a little bit, same with that one, but not really. This was the one that was open and got moisture in it. Even then, can't be all that bad because it spins. So we're gonna, just didn't see it. It was running fine when it was parked. They're not caked full of oil or anything. So they look good. I'm gonna blow this out real quick so we don't knock any of that corrosion and rust and stuff in, hopefully. Or just blow it right into the cylinder. Figure, while we got the old tensioner out, we might as well put this shiny new one on it, right? Sounds pretty crusty looking. So we'll take this off the old parts motor here, or spare motor, I suppose. Then we'll put that one on this because I'm sure that one's okay, but you know, might as well. They both say made in Canada on them. This one's OEM for sure. I don't know. I don't see an OEM number, but it says made in Canada, so that's cool. Alright, now you go on in its place. If I can. There. Come on. Aha. There's the notch locked in. The nut just started. Here we go. And bam, new tensioner. We have a different bolt, so we'll leave the bolt behind. I'm upside down too, so it fits for you guys. Oh, it even has a spare belt out here and everything. Nice. I took this bolt off too. Dang it, because that's the bolt I need. What did I steal that for? Is there another bolt on it I can use? We're gonna need a bolt for this slot, so I need to start digging in here for a bolt that'll fit. Not that one. These bolts be long enough? I'll try it. I'm willing to crack one of these off and we'll see if they're long enough. I think it might. That might be way too long. Yeah, it's way too long. Okay, never mind. Back in you go. How about... That bolt I think is too short, but I could be wrong. Yeah, way too short. I should have a bucket of spare bolts too from the 94. I'll have to dig through that. Well, we got two good things, I guess, huh? Wherever I put that tensioner, I lost it. Where did I set it down? That's crazy. Where did I set it down? I do this all the time. I hate it. Here. Now, remember, those are there. So I don't know where it is. It's gone. Okay. That's fantastic. Oh, it's done. Well, there you go. Alright, cool. We'll deal with that bolt problem later. We did find the bolt. It was in the trans pan down there. So, boom, got the bolt. The only bolt we're missing is, if we move our brake lines, this bolt right here, which is a similar bolt. I have one. I've got so many Chrysler bolts everywhere. we got the alternator bolted up, tightened down. So a trick I noticed, or want to note here, leave this bolt loose and let this plate travel. Tighten it down after your alternator is snug. Otherwise it'll be bound up, tensioned, weird, or your alternator will be weird. That's adjustable for a reason. So you tighten all your other bolts in the bracket, leave this one loose, then tighten up the alternator, and that'll tighten to where it needs to be. Look at that, shiny. Isn't that cool? Anyway, I got all the hardware out of it that I should have taken out before I put it in, but I didn't. So now we're just gonna put that harness on, put the belt on, and that's all done. All right, new alternator is in. All the connections are tightened down. New belt is in. New belt. Donor belt's in. Something I noticed, the AC clutch and everything spins free, so we might get AC in this bad boy. Should be cool. Trans computer's back in, best it's gonna be. It's got 2 screws holding it in, so good enough. I tried getting those out, but they just snapped off on the other side with the threads. So, next up, wheel change. Pop that guy off, have it on the ready. That's the new cap, by the way, the cap from the other motor. So that fits on there a lot nicer. Get it up in the air real quick, and we'll get her done. Then we'll take the chain off while I got it up in the air. I left it on there in the event I had to drag it around, but I got the good feeling we're not gonna have to drag it around much longer. I mean, we gotta fix the shift linkage, but we're almost there. All right, you guys ready to see what kind of oil comes out of this? This drain plug is a 3/4 for some reason. Don't know why. Let's see if I can get it to crack loose here. There, got it. Okay, cool. I think I got it. I hope I got it. Trying to reach for my wrench here. Yeah, got it. Please don't be like sludge. All right, there we go. That's got an O-ring on it, doesn't it? Nope. Just old oil that needed changed. Good, that looks good. No shot that spins off by hand, right? Oh my God. Somebody put the oil filter on correctly. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's how they're supposed to come off. This thing's probably had that oil filter on there for the better part of at least 20 years, you know, or 18 or whatever, but who knows when the last time it was changed before it was parked. That filter's probably been on there a long time. And it spun right off. Goodbye. See if we can figure out what it is. And our gasket did come with. Oh, it's a Napa, Mr. Napa. So Napa, there's a bunch of writing there, but it's, you know, rusted over, so we ain't gonna get anything off. It's an old Napa filter. All right, we're gonna get rid of that. Actually, we gotta dump the new oil in, then we'll put that in the old jug, which gets taken to O'Reilly or wherever I end up, usually O'Reilly. Cocoa is gonna smell so bad now. I guess these used to get rained on yesterday, so cat's loving the seat. Anyway, got the filter here. I just set it back down here so we'll get in the dirt. Just label it Mopar 82724 155 191. We're gonna add just a little bit of oil to it, so it's kind of pre-filled, but they go up at an angle, so you can't pre-fill them all the way. Come on. Okay, this seal will not break off. There it goes. Okay. See if we can pre-fill this without spilling everywhere. And I'm doing it one-handed, so I'm focusing on the oil, not the camera, so be wary. We're going to call that pre-filled. Take this oil, whip it on the gasket. Let me go put that in real quick, and then I will bring you back to get the oil in it. That valve cover needs a little oil on it anyway. As you can see, it didn't have any and it rusted. Intentional rust prevention. Oh, usually I'm better than that. Wow. Now it's going to be low on oil. I hear it dripping on the ground, or into the pan. It's not into the ground, I can hear it dripping because it's hit the pan. Still got the pan done, thankfully. Usually a guy uses a funnel, or should. I don't. Usually I do better than that, though. That was pretty rough. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. One time I do it on camera and I just completely botch it. That'll do. Let me soak that up. See, it's not even like I don't have a funnel. I was just purely lazy. But this thing is so full, I know I'll spill the heck out of this if we're not super, super careful, and I still might. Here we go. That wasn't too bad. We did pretty good there. At least it's thin. It's flowing really well into this funnel. Yeah, that is thin. I don't see any chunks or anything in it, so that's good. Alright, cool. Alright. Hopefully, our new to this van tank that is not new to me that we had in the 94 doesn't leak, and or that filler neck doesn't leak. We're not going to fill it full. I've got 5 gallons in this can over here, and I've got a jug of seafoam for the oil, and then we're going to put the rest in here. Drink up. It's like half. Okay. And I got a little bit left I'm going to put in the oil. Some gasoline. So we'll dump it all in first, and then we'll check if it leaks. All right, Graven, you ready for the big moment? Let's make sure this reads neutral, so maybe it'll think it's in neutral. I got the trans in neutral. I suppose it's on the, it knows based on the trans sensor, not the column anyway, I think, right? I don't remember. Okay, get this guy off, put him in my pocket. Runway's clear just in case it takes off. Okay, it's got oil in it. It's got power. It's got a belt. Everything's tight. In theory. You guys are screaming at me right now. If I've missed something, it's too late. You want to be in here, or you want to be out there? I've only got one camera, so what makes the best view for you guys? How about out there in case something catastrophic happens? I'll bring you in here to show you the vitals and stuff once we get it running, if it runs. Yeah. All right. Put you right here. You're out of harm's way. You know, it'd be funny to get run over. That'd make for great footage. Get you up here. We'll zoom you out. Boom. Blue Van, you ready to watch this? All right. Well, here goes nothing. Will it run? This 1993 Plymouth Grand Voyager that has been off the road since 2006. fuel pump. I'm gonna cycle the pump a few times. I think it fired. Starter's being funny or something. Come on! Let oil pressure! We're in an 8th tank of gas, got oil pressure, so it pumped up. Let's prime it again. Are we getting any leaks? Let me double check. You guys see any leaks or anything? Make sure these injectors are going. It's firing, so we got spark. Oh, we're leaking lots of fuel. Okay, the pressure regulator is leaking really, really bad. I might have one of these. Let me go see. Okay, we're gonna stop. Here, I'll bring you in. Okay, there's where all our fuel pressure is going. It's leaking out. So, we're showing between just above 1/8 a tank of gas. That's about accurate. Oil pressure built up about halfway. So we have oil pressure, we got battery. So that's great. Starter was kind of being finicky, but I think it's the neutral switch here or something. So we'll turn it off. Let's go and hook the battery just in case. I think I have an old pressure regulator that didn't do what that one's doing, which is leaking everywhere. That O-ring is probably blown. So 8 mil, pull that guy out. But we got fuel up the rail. I see a little bit of wetness there, so it's gonna have to get the rail seal solution, which we have. That's no problem, but that's no big deal right now. It was firing, so we've got spark and we've got fuel and power. That's, you know, and air, clearly. Okay, let me go grab an 8 mil. We'll pop that off real quick. Okay, that was literally 2 seconds. It was in the back of the van. Yeah, look at it leaking out here. This regulator is shot. Oh, look at that. I'm pretty sure the vent line wasn't clogged, right? Or the return? I thought we blew through it. Because it should be, well, this thing isn't telling it to return to the tank, clearly. I'm pretty sure it's not clogged. I thought it wasn't. Kind of suck if it was. Yeah, look at the pressure. Won't you come? Yeah, clearly this thing is no good. Look at that. Come on, stop. Can you stop? Come on, let all the fuel out. Thank you. There we go. Okay. Come on, out you go. There it goes. We'll set him. I'm kind of shaking, actually. Excited. Nervous shake. Yeah, okay. Hopefully that's not like leaking a bunch of fuel. Yeah, look at that thing. Absolutely shot. Yeah, you can see me shaking. Oh, gosh. Okay, get this O-ring out of there. There's a whole bunch of O-rings in here. Okay, so I couldn't find the one I was talking about, but I did have this bin full of fuel rails. And there's no regulator in that one, but there's a regulator in this one. I have no idea where it came from, which vehicle this is off of. It could have been off something at the yard that I pulled, to be fair. It doesn't have the fuel rail repair on it, and those O-rings are junk. I can literally move the rail back and forth and wobble it, but in theory, that might be okay. And if we look in here at this other one, I only see one O-ring. So we'll see what this one looks like when we take it off. That'll tell us. but if I can get him out. That is going to be our guy right there. And I got to double check and see if we've got a cap on ours. I'd rather go with this plastic one. I'll take this off and walk over there. Then grab our socket. Okay, so this is what this one had on it. It's got a nylon washer under both, and then it's got 2 O-rings. Or a O-ring. Nylon washer and an O-ring. So, maybe that's what I saw over there. Anyway, cross your fingers that this one's... The O-rings seem to be kind of pliable. This one almost looks like it's been done once. And so we've got all the nylon stuff out of there. Let me go in there and kind of blow that out, because it's got a bunch of rust particles and stuff. And we'll put this one on here and stuff because it's cleaner, this bracket. Okay. Will it run with a different, probably equally bad pressure regulator? Yell at me if it starts spraying gas again. Ready? Oh, I undid the battery. Take 3 or 4 or something. Put this socket away. By away, I mean just over here on the ground. Alright. Go again. Okay, prime the fuel. Is this one leaking? Doesn't look like it yet. I think it's gonna go this time. You ready? Contact. Again. Come on, starter. Might need a starter. Oh, come on. More fuel, just what it needs. Pilot crap starter. Backfire. No smoke, no fire. It's so close, it wants to run. It wants to run. I'm sure we're not getting all injectors or whatever, you know what I mean? So I'm sure we're fighting that. I don't know, who knows what else we're fighting. Plugs and plug wires should all be good. We're probably fighting getting fuel to all the injectors is probably what it is. They could be stuck, sticky, who knows what. But this, hey, this isn't leaking anymore, so we solved that problem. So, my hunch is one of these injectors is probably stuck shut. It's not getting fuel, clogged. But it's building great oil pressure. So, I think the motor's okay if we can get it to run. Really, what I think it needs a little bit of help, but I can't do that from where I'm at. The starter's junk, needs a new starter. Okay, so what I got here, I got the booster pack on there for 1, and for 2, I got a punch here. We're gonna tap on these injectors. We'll see, in the event that one of these are stuck, we can free them up. Just knock it loose. Get at the back ones here and get at that one. Can we get at that one? Yep. Right, I didn't look at the wiring under here for the injectors. That one's okay. That one seems good. That one seems okay too. Can we hit this injector though? Yep. Okay. Let's give it another shot here. I'll let you guys sit over here this time. Maybe the exhaust is clogged. You never know. Alright, take like 6, 7, something like that. Please work, starter. Especially this one that was physically off. Just I don't trust that connection, you know what I mean? Maybe that's the one cylinder we need. We need one more cylinder. If it picked up one more cylinder, I think we'd have it. I just don't want to dump a bunch of oil in the gas, or gas in the oil. Like flood it out too bad. It's burning it though, so it's not like it doesn't have sparks. So it shouldn't all go into the crankcase. It's burning it. It almost runs. Will it run? Take 10 million. 5. Okay, I'm gonna put y'all down here by the exhaust. It's funny, this is gonna be the one time it starts and you'll be back here. I want you to listen to see if that's, you know, got exhaust coming out of it. Obviously I can't feel, but hopefully we can hear it because I'm gonna play this back after we crank it over and see if it's clogged like I think it might be. Because it's kind of acting like it can't get back pressure off. All right, take 50 million and 5 or 6. I think it's 7. All right, that was the closest. I'm gonna try it again. All right, I got it to run. It's running on like 3 cylinders, but it ran at it in half throttle. Take 1 billion. Will it run? Let's see if we can feel any heat. See if we can tell if the cylinder's burning or not. I should. Touch the exhaust. Yep, that's what you want to do. That one's burning. This one right here is firing for sure. That one maybe. This one's cold as ice. That one ain't running. I can't really get around the back, can I? Hasn't run that long. Here we go. Number 1 is cold. Number 3 is kind of warm. Maybe number 5. So we're running on like 2 or 3 cylinders. Okay, so I had to let my phone charge here. In the meantime, I pulled off the intake and got a disconnect from spark. We're going to see if these injectors are firing at all. So, got Dad on the key there, and we're going to watch. All right, you want to do it? Stop! Okay, do it again. Stop! I've got 1 injector firing. I've got 1 injector firing. And it's the injector for number 6.
Keep that one.
Yeah. Okay, try it again. Stop. Turn the key off and back on a couple times. Cycle the fuel pump.
It's hard with your switch in the way, and it won't go all the way off.
That's fine, I know.
Ready?
Yeah. Stop! Yeah, I got only 1 injector firing. And it's that cylinder that would get really warm. The only...
Tell me it's only running on 1?
It's gotta only be running on 1 cylinder.
Shut up.
It's got 1 injector firing, I swear on my life.
You can see it spraying.
Yeah, I got 1. You can come here. You come here, watch it. 1 cylinder, huh?
But
I'm
it's running and sucking some.
It might be sucking some back. Okay, let's get this rail loose up here. Okay. Ooh, that's not doing anything. Gotta get the sensor back here and plug him. Yep, put the harness out of the way. Okay, 13 mil bolts. Should pull the whole rail up. That should come up now. I have to loosen that one. Yeah. That one's almost free. There we go. It's free now. Yeah, this one's stuck. That one's stuck good. Oh, the injector board is... This injector's going to come apart. The board is not spinning. You got how apart the injector is. Yeah, that injector's shot. Why don't we... Oh, boy. Yeah, that injector's broken. Great. Put my screwdriver to the phone. There it is. This injector's broke. Plenty of gas. Oh, I just gotta get all my tools off here. Knocking everything over, guys. Yeah, drip some fuel down there. It's good for it. Oh, look at them. They're clogged. Yeah, these are junk. Yeah. That one's rusted up, basically. Look at that. That's crazy. Yeah, these injectors are shot.
What?
I said these injectors are shot. Look at them. Come here.
Hang on, come and look, bud.
Yes. These are junk.
TVs is the way for you to try new one.
No, I don't need to know anything to know that that's no good. That's the injector. They're junk. Yeah, I just got done showing my dad this. Here, focus. Can you focus? That wasn't gonna pass any fuel. It was literally running on 1 cylinder. And you know what was probably happening? is that the fuel was getting through that cylinder, and it was probably coming back up the intake just a little bit. This was doing absolutely nothing. It's completely clogged with whatever. Look at it. That's no good. That's bad. That's really, really bad. Hopefully the others aren't as bad, but this one's seized in the bore. Here's number 5. It'll get him out of there. Oh, come on. Okay. Holy crap. That's so bad. Oh God. That one's better. See, I wonder if these injectors had some of that old fuel in it and they just kind of were gummed up. Look at that. That one's better. Not as rusty, but it's full of that black gunk. These are junk. So let's put them in order here. So that's cylinder 3, 5. I'll put them up here. There. See if we can get one out. This is a problem right here. This one is not coming out at all. Injector's falling apart. Oh, there we go. Got it to break free. Come on, where'd you go? Oh my God, look at that. Again, really, really bad. The tip actually has just got that black gunk on it. Actually, I do take that back. I want to test these injectors. So I don't know what the difference is between these purple and orange injectors. I have no idea, to be honest with you. But I do want to test them. I think they're off that other engine, to be honest with you. But I've got 6 of them right here. They're from somewhere. I don't know. So let's find the best O-rings, which are obviously not going to be with that. And we'll hook 3 injectors up at a time and we'll test them, because I want to make sure these work before we go through this effort, put these in. You know what I mean? All right, ready for you to fire it. Hopefully these 3 fire.
Ready?
Yep. Oh yeah, that rail's leaking now. Oh, stop. I didn't plug the injectors in, and then I just watched one just shoot out. That was funny. It'll be a minute here. Give me a sec. I gotta put this injector back in. Whoops. It's not ready for that. Hit it. Yeah. We're good.
They all fired?
Yep, they all fire good. We're good. We got 6 good injectors. Well, good news. Figured out what's wrong. Better news, I didn't break anything in the column like I was worried. If you look right there, the shift linkage cable popped off of the bushing there. So it's kind of out of focus. Come on, focus back. See right there? That's me moving the shift linkage. And the little guy, or the shift linkage assembly here on the column. And the actual linkage is froze. And this is the linkage right here. So, and I can hear it crunch when I do that. So he's froze up inside somewhere. We'll pop the hood open. So if we pop the hood, thanks for holding that up for me. Okay. And we see him right here. And then he goes back and into this rod right there. And then here he is right here. So if we pull the carpet back, right there. There's our guy. So get the boot out of the way for the steering. Pull all this down. This is all, oh my god, ants. Oh my god, look at them. Look at them. Eviction day, guys. Get out. Get. Go on. Get. It is time to move. Get out. Be gone. Alright, welcome back, y'all. We have a second gen Caravan. It's a shorty. It is a 1994 Dodge Caravan. That's a different font they're using. And it's blue. Alright, so we're on this 94 Caravan. We're going to pull that shift linkage. So, problem is, this is a 3.0 with a 3-speed in it. But, that shift cable looks the same to me. So I'm thinking Mopar, did their typical, whatever they do, and they reuse the same parts for everything. So I'm pretty sure that's the same shift linkage. We're going to cross our fingers it is anyway. I love this. Here's the manual kick down. Isn't that kind of cool? But I'm pretty sure that linkage is the same. So we're going to unbolt it from the trans, take the whole mount with it. And then we'll pull it out from the inside, I think. Hopefully that's what we'll do. I got 3 of these screws out. Working on the last one here. Trying to not get sit in the rat crap that's in here. But, it is what it is. It's a shame this thing is a little mile. Too bad it's been sitting forever. There we go. Get this out of the way. There we go. What's still connected? The parking brake release. So I'll deal with that. Anyway, I'll get up there, get at that shift linkage. I don't know what this plate is. That's weird. I've never seen that block off before. I guess because it's a space-lifted 94, huh? To get to the fuses, they have a big block off plate. Seems like more effort than you want to put into changing fuses and relays, but what do I know? I think the HVAC boxes is the same in these, because it might not be a terrible idea to grab that whole HVAC box. Even though this one's been sitting so long. Well, who knows how bad the inside of this one. It doesn't smell. I mean, there's definitely been mice in here, but it doesn't smell terrible. Like, it doesn't smell moldy, put it that way. Yeah, there's the fuse panel. If I can. There we go. Yeah. Oh, just relays. Oh, and there's our shift linkage right there. It looks the same. I think it's the same. It's got to be the same. We're going to say it's the same for the sake of I need it to be. And then hopefully we manifest it to be the same. So, cool. Alright, I'm going to get that pulled off. Then I think we're going to take the radio. Same radio that's in the 93 Voyager. So hopefully that works. Oh yeah, I gotta take the rear wiper, the hose for the rear wiper washer, because mine's gone, chewed up completely. Yeah, we'll see what else we end up with. But I'll bring it back if I find anything important or do anything important, I guess. So it is hooked up a little differently, but I'm not convinced it's different. So as you can see, the bushing pushes in forward instead of backward this time, I think. Mine pushed the other way, and the little clip is stuck behind up here on this side. It's got this weird bracket that's different, but it's the same clip. So we just got to push up on that clip right there, pop him off, that'll slide out, and then it goes down through the firewall. I think it's the same. I'm pretty sure. It sure looks similar. We'll hope anyway. Otherwise, I'm going to try to free up the other one. So anyway, I pulled the column down to get at that clip. There we go. Linkage is free. These are the tools I used. That's my hammer, that's my punch, obviously my screwdriver and socket set. Right, now, should be able to just push that through the firewall, in theory. I said in theory, we should be able to. Looks like it wants to come this way, based on the rubber bushing here. It's gonna come this way in, so hopefully we can get that bolt free, because off the bracket because the bracket obviously won't fit. So hopefully that spins out. Get a feeling it might fight us. Looks like a 10. See if we can get our hands in there. Otherwise we gotta start pulling some of the air vent stuff off. Look what I got. I did break that bolt off after getting it like halfway out. That works. And I believe that's the same shift linkage. I wouldn't be surprised if Chrysler used the same one between them all. Made myself a seat cover. Oh, got the dash pulled out. So, get the radio, you gotta pull the top piece. Then you gotta pull the information center. And then you pull the black piece. And then you pull your radio, and then you have a nice party going on behind it. So, very nice. Radio looks okay. We'll see if it works. A progress update. Got the 2 taillights out. Radio, got a pile of screws and bolts. Obviously, we got the wiper hoses off. And dash is pretty well out. So, what you want to do to get this 94, 95 facelifted dash out is pull all your plastics off on the outside so you can get at all your bolts. Then you got to unbolt down here, down there on the end, and then you got to unbolt the 4 nuts in the center, and then undo 6 going across the top, and then here under the cluster there's 2 13mm nuts that got to come off, and then the dash can come out far enough for you to be able to get the HVAC box out. In theory, I gotta move the steering column around so I can get this out just a little further, maybe some wires on that side. Yeah, then you gotta unhook cables and stuff, but should be able to unbolt the bracket here that holds it in, and I think that's the only bracket on the inside, if I recall. Then it's a couple of nuts on the outside on the back firewall. It should come out. Should. Okay, so you want to get your heater core lines out, get your little AC switch out, and then it's 4 11mm like fender washer nuts. There's one down there. I got them out with some vice grips. So, cool. And then, what is it, a T30 for the little AC guy. That box should be free now. Oh, and your vacuum lines there. Make sure you don't break those when you pull them through. Carefully, anyway. Right there, about 20 minutes, we got it stripped down. Had some fun getting all the connections off the intake. I can never remember exactly what's what because they're all different. This one's even got EGR, so it's got a couple extra stuff on it that my gray van doesn't. I don't think my gray van has EGR. One of them does, one of them doesn't. This ground is going to need cleaned up big time. That was pretty rough. Here's that EGR. In fact, I know mine gray van doesn't have it. But I always remember those on the third gens. Those are such a pain. The O2, this little plug was what was stopping me last. I forgot I had to unclip that. But got the intake off, got all the throttle stuff out, got the fuel rail out, got the injector harness out, got the vacuum harness out. I got the air compressor running. We're just gonna blow all this stuff out. Hopefully, I scooped out most of it, and then I think before we pull the valve covers, I want to get the coolant drained. So we're gonna end up getting coolant everywhere anyway. But I think this is the lowest point right here. So we'll pop it out here. We'll have a catch pan under here to kind of catch it, you know, as it drains everywhere. So we'll pop that out. And then we'll leave the thermostat bolts on the lower intake. And we'll undo the hose because we're going to have to heat this bolt up for sure. This is the one that always breaks because it's exposed on the bottom, whereas this one is not. So this one always comes out. This one always seizes up. So we got to heat that one up good because we don't want to break a bolt off in the intake. I should note it would have made doing the alternator way easier, by the way. So we could have just pulled the alternator right out the side. But, you know, we didn't know the injectors were all shot. Oh, speaking of, yeah. I wanted to show you the working injector, which would be this one right here. That's the working injector. I think one nozzle is kind of exposed. You can kind of see a nozzle on that one and that one, but they definitely weren't doing anything. This is the working injector. So yeah, this is what they're supposed to look like. As you can see. Those ones are not very good. These ones are in really good shape. So those will work perfectly. Alright, I thought I was going to try it, but we definitely ain't. So, that one wouldn't do anything with a 1/4 inch. And then we get over here and got a fat washer stack right there. Somebody been here. And then it looks like there might be a crack right here. See that? Is that corrosion or is that a crack? We'll see when we get it apart. Might have to swap that lower intake. I think I have one, so it's good, but it's something that's going to need some heat. And this isn't a factory clamp down there, so that's been out. It's had a thermostat done, probably. It might have been fully serviced at one point. Who knows? It's been 20 years. So, back to work. Just something I thought I would note, that bolt's been broke off before. As you can see, they've done something funny there. Alright, progress update here. So I got the air compressor running. We're going to blow out that more stuff we've exposed. Yikes. Yeah, it's not too great looking. Although this hose has been off, it is an original OEM hose. So we're going to have to go through the unfortunate job of replacing it. Those always are the biggest pain in the behind. Hopefully they set that hose clamp down there to where I can get to it. I think they did. I think it's pointed out, so I should be able to get to it from underneath. The OEM ones are always so hard to get out of there. At least I'll be able to get that, but this little water outlet tube is pretty rusty, but it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look like it's rusted through, so I think that'll be okay. It's this guy that's corroded right here where the thermostat is. Oh, and it doesn't look cracked. I think that's a machine. That's a machined edge, so I think that's okay, as long as we don't crack it trying to get it out. But clearly something is not right here because they washered it up, probably because these threads are so bad they couldn't get it to thread back in. So they just left it higher, I guess. So we'll tap that, I think, obviously, if we can get the bolt out even. Thermostat looks okay. There's a little bit of like gunk and stuff, but I think that's just that coolant kind of separating. It's just old. Intake looks okay. So otherwise, should be able to clean it up and reuse it. Most of these bolts look really good coming out of the intake. Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll stick a borescope down there. I've got one. We could try to stick it down these intake ports and see what it looks like. If we got any valves open, maybe. I don't know. But I'm going to blow this out and then we'll get the valve covers off. And then get that gasket off and that's disassembled. Bruh. Okay, good thing we pulled the valve cover. Holy shit. I think we found the low compression. Something is not right. There's no way I did that, right? Bruh. Oh, that's a first. The engine wasn't even stuck. What is that? It looks really clean under here, by the way. This motor was taken care of. That's why it spins over weird. I'll guarantee you that. What do we do about that? Oh, God. Oh, it's a good thing we pulled the valve covers, because I might not have done the valve cover gaskets and it would have never run right. Bruh. Oh, God. That's hilarious. Yeah, that ain't right. So, you guys think this valve is stuck? I'm betting you it is. We'll have to start tapping on these with a hammer, but we'll get the other cover off here and we'll rotate it over. So, I mean, it ain't gonna get any worse than that. It's already bent. But I don't see any scrape marks on it. I suppose it pushed it up and it stuck it, huh? But I really don't see scrape marks. I'm trying to find evidence that I screwed it up. I mean, it's been sitting for going on 20 years, I would say. I probably did it. And, well, considering how clean these bores are, I bet you it was in there. And this valve is stuck, and it went to push it, and it went boom, and popped out and bent. Especially after we were rattling it, or running it, or turning it over, and running it. So I bet you that valve is stuck. Gonna need a good smack, huh? Otherwise, the other ones obviously all seem to have worked because they all look straight. Well, that parts motor is definitely becoming a parts motor because we're gonna have to harvest a push rod, I think. So that cylinder wasn't firing either. Not that it had an injector, but that one looks better. See how this one's not as like orange as that one is? Isn't that kind of weird? Why wouldn't it be as orange? But inside here, it's really clean. It's really, really, really clean. But this one, it's weird. It's not like dark colored like that one. What would the reasoning behind that be? Anybody Anybody with some knowledge on there or some thoughts? It's a different color, but everything looks good on this side. Here, I'll bring you in close. Yeah, look at the color difference. That's interesting. Whatever, it doesn't matter. They're clean. It looks like it had its oil changes done on the regular, which is nice. So we probably got a healthy motor besides that right there. And it's that valve we can see right here. Can we get a light in there? Here, you guys shine in there. Tell me what you see. What do you guys make of that? That's our stuck valve. So, stuck intake valve. Okay. Let's make of those. That one looks really nice. It's kind of gooey. That one looks like it's kind of sticky. Let's flip you around here. Guys, down. How's that one look? That looks, that one looks pretty rough. Just carboned up. So I don't know. But that's the stuck one right there, allegedly. Okay. Well, I'm gonna put you on the stand. And I'm going to get my socket and ratchet out, and I'm going to spin the motor over, and we'll look to see what's going on here, and make sure all these all move, and then we'll get that rocker arm off. There goes the intake. Well, the lifter's good. That valve is stuck. See the lifter? Okay, so we're going to give this valve a fighting chance. And we're going to spray in here. I love how it's pushing out like smoke that was in there. You see that? Or fumes that was locked in the valve. So as we put fluid in it, lets the air out or forces it out. So, hear that? It moves. Hear that? See all those? They make a good noise. Nothing. That doesn't move. There it goes. See it spraying all that PB blaster out as it pushes it back up? Makes a funny noise, but it's better. It's moving. Whoops, careful. Well, it kind of makes the same noise as that. I wonder if it's depending on how... No, the intakes sound the same. And then the exhaust sound the same. That sounds about the same. Yep, I think we got it. Well, we've acquired our goodies from the parts motor. Those bolts are not rusty, the valve cover's not rusty, and there's a push rod. Here, this engine is super clean too. This engine's only got 111,000 on it. I've never heard it run, but it's proof that it's been taken care of. So it's a good motor. So I wrote this on the old valve cover that's going on it, missing push rod, and then I'll leave the push rod on the intake. Then we'll just loosely tighten those down because clearly they got to come off before anything happens to this motor. I think those push rods that I had off of the 94 or Town and Country, I had the head in a box, and I do believe that I threw the head and the box in the back of the van when I junked it, and I believe they were all in there with it. I was thinking about it, and I'm like, dang it. So I just came out here and harvested when we needed to have the valve cover anyway. So that'll do. Okay, so I figure while we're working on that rocker assembly and everything, I get all this starting to soak. So I got the valve cover soaked and super clean, same with the lower intake. And I put all of the hardware in there, in a vat of it, kind of just soaking and doing its thing. So, in the meantime, let's get back to work on this rocker assembly. Come here, Mr. Pushrod. Can I blow through you? Yes, I can. In you go. Good luck. Welcome to your new home. Oh, look, it's moving. See that? It moved. Alright, I cleaned up the gasket surfaces with a razor blade. Tried to get as much of it not inside the engine as possible, but lots of aluminum corrosion up here. But I got it cleaned up. The surfaces look okay. We'll clean them with a nice clean cloth and some like brake cleaner, whatever, acetone. Clean up the surfaces, and then we're gonna apply RTV around the coolant jackets, and RTV here when we put the new gasket on, and then that'll be good for those gaskets. And then over here, got the valve covers all cleaned up. They cleaned up okay. As you can see, they cleaned up okay. The front one that we took off the other motor had some weird sort of film on it. I don't know what's up, but it's not rusty. It's better than the other one. Got the new PCV valve on. I did notice that this never happens to me. I always end up with the OEM PCV valves. This one's been replaced before. So, that's good to see. Definitely well maintained. Next, we got this. I got to take torch to these because they are stuck. Alright, so now we're getting to the point where we can put things back together. So I got some RTD, got a gasket. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to machine that edge off that gasket, if I recall. We got to clean this surface. We just, if you watched that fast forward, re-threaded these holes. And before that, off camera, I ran a thread chaser. These are the original bolts. I ran a thread chaser down them both. And got all of the corrosion, galvanic corrosion and rust and whatever off them. These screws are fine. Or bolts, I should say. They're fine. It was literally just the corrosion of the aluminum housing and intake stuck to them. So, we want to clean this surface up the best that we can. And then, yes, I'm going to have to remember this. I don't remember why they're done like this, but you have to cut the edge and machine this off here. Alright, so reached a pretty good stopping point for the night. We've got the lower intake back on, the valve cover sealed, so the engine is sealed decently well. You know, all the major stuff is covered. So I feel pretty comfortable with that. Shutting the hood on that. Got all my stuff cleaned up. I just got this to put away, the light to put away. Otherwise, it's all cleaned up. That looks pretty good. So, That needed done, that's for sure. So that turned out good. Got that hose on, got that hose clamp there. The one down below is one of the twist clamps, so you can get at it. It's a little like a hair long, but I got it perfect, I think. I should say hair longer than the other one, but I got it, you know, tightened down well. It's a pain. That hose is such a royal pain in the butt when you have the timing cover on in the engine. Now, if you take the AAC out and this bracket here for the motor mount, I think you could do it a little easier. But who wants to take all that out? Anyway, that was a pain. I got it. It's on there. New hose, shouldn't have to touch it until the timing cover, I guess, comes off, like, technically. But you got all that room there because you have it all apart. So, yeah. Tomorrow, got to do, well, next time I work on this, who knows if it's tomorrow. It's supposed to rain, so it might not. Ooh, but lost that. That wouldn't be good to have up there. Let's put that inside the van. But next time we work, we got to get the shift linkage replaced. And then I think if it is raining tomorrow, I've got all of the, here, I'll walk with you, talk. Got all the fuel rail stuff. Put this right there. Got all of the fuel rail stuff sitting up here on my new table. My $85 table, that is the new windshield. So we can't use that other harness I had because apparently 94 TC is different than a 93, which makes sense. The chem sensor plugs are different. So we're gonna go in, kind of clean up this harness, tape it up and everything, make it good, and then we have to repair this rail. Replace the injectors, the O-rings, everything, and then add the fuel rail repair kit right here. I need to go find a tube of like right stuff that goes with that or whatever, and that will then be repaired. Replace the soft lines here, and then that harness is, or the fuel rail is good to go. We're gonna put plugs in it, or plug wires, and then it's pretty much back together. So yeah, just got a little bit more tools to, you know, put in their case, but otherwise got everything put away. Progress. Once again, thought we were going to get it running today. Hit another roadblock or 10. But that's just how it goes. And I think the way it's working, it's going to be a better completion because I would have had to come back and do all of these gaskets and everything at some point anyway after we got it running. Now it's just all being taken care of at once. Not to mention we found a stuck valve. That was a lucky find right there. They had it all back together, didn't do that valve cover, and it was, why does this run right? You know, that would have sucked because it never would have came out of it either. Okay, everything's clear. All right. I think the next time we work on it, we'll be getting pretty darn close to getting her running. It's going to take this whole gallon. How to not get a motor running with me. Alright, I just got number 5 to come back, and it smells like that old gas right now. You can see it spraying. Good!